Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. In this video, I'm going to tell you why an 8 to 10 minute video takes me 6 to 8 hours to make. I'm going to divide this into 3 parts and stick around till the end. I have a special announcement to make. It's going to be divided into the prep, the filming and editing, and the post upload, right? So this video is made so you get a better idea of exactly what goes into my videos that you see regularly on a daily basis. So I know I complain a little bit about how time consuming it is. So hopefully we have a better understanding of exactly what goes into it. So initially I start with the prep, right? Which is the research. I look for interesting topics or anything I might think is valuable for you guys to listen to and watch. And this comes down from like Facebook groups, Facebook news outlets, Philippines news articles, Twitter, or should I say X, YouTube, other expats groups, even on Reddit. So I do a lot of research from the time that I wake up, when I have my morning coffee. I go through all the articles, all the Facebook groups, everything I just mentioned to see which stories and news articles are informative for you guys. Then I just basically take that link and put it into a WhatsApp group for myself that I sent to. And that's how I come up with some of the stories in case you guys are wondering, where does this guy get this news articles from? So that's the initial thing, and that lasts me all morning until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I spend time just scrolling through social media and ensuring I find some of the most interesting topics, right? So, and sometimes I have to be careful that I don't choose topics that are too sensitive, for example, or too controversial, or something I just simply don't want to talk about. I have to be mindful of everybody's kind of like situation, their background. And although I try to be as honest as I can be, of course, I have like somewhat of a, I guess I can't choose which stories to cover or not to cover, right? So although I don't think I'm a biased person, I have to be, I guess, right? But I try to be as neutral as possible. I don't specifically look for like negative stories like somebody might think. It's just what makes the news specifically in the Philippines. So that's the research part. And I go through all the stuff I just said, and then it comes down to actually the filming part. So this is part 2. So filming, I basically just do it like this. I use my Sony camera. I gotta make sure the lighting is good. I gotta make sure I got enough power because the battery life is not that long actually. And these videos pre-edit is about 20 minutes. The battery doesn't usually last that long. That's why I have a power bank attached to the camera, and sometimes this is not even enough, so I gotta put it into the outlet. So that's a little bit about the filming. I use a Sony ZV. It's a good vlogging camera. If for whatever reason I can't use this one, I use the GoPro. Anyway, so I make the video like this. I talk and I talk and I make a lot of mistakes. Trust me. If you guys are watching closely, you see all the little edits. So then when I'm done the video, that's when I edit the video. I use CapCut, and CapCut is it's very simple, but it has everything that I need for this type of content. So I'm going to show you exactly a screenshot of how CapCut is being used by myself. So this right here is a timeline. I put the 20-minute video here, and all the little like cuts you see, or those are all the different edits, between 50 and 100 sometimes. All those cuts are my mistakes, all my errors, when I mispronounce something or make a mistake, if I goof somehow. So all those cuts that you see, or if I talk too long, I gotta make it short and interesting. Those are the cuts. Then there are the transitions between each cut. Usually I don't use transitions. It's not necessary. And also it's an overlay. The overlay takes me the longest time because I gotta find appropriate matching video or photo to go with the story. Now, usually the stories are simply an article, a news article with some photos. So if I put a photo, then I have to edit that photo to make it a bit more interesting by zooming in or out or having some kind of movement in that photo so you don't simply get bored, right? So a lot of the stuff you may not notice if you're watching it, so that's what goes in the background. And sometimes I find videos. So I find videos from other sources. I type in that storyline, I might find another news person covering it. Then I gotta make sure I don't get hit with copyright. Of course, it's not my content. So then I gotta basically trick the algorithm one way or another, either reverse the video, speed it up, slow it down, do something to it to make sure, because I don't feel ethically, there's a whole YouTube guideline thing where it says as long as you're adding information to it, it's okay to do that, because a lot of these articles are not in English, or those news sources getting from another person. It just passed down. It gets basically recycled, if you guys know anything about this. So it's not like an ethical thing. It's more of trying to fall under YouTube guidelines thing, which is going to be important later on. I'll tell you guys what I mean about that. So that's a little bit about the editing. And once in a while I got music in there, or some kind of like sound effect, or some kind of like, video effect even. So I got to make sure all that is there. And then I got to make sure that, obviously today, where I talk about your best comments, then I go into my YouTube video from previous day. I do a snippet of those comments, then I got to put that in there as well, right? And now it comes down to exporting it. That takes usually about 20 minutes, or actually not that long, depending on what resolution I want it. Let's just say 10 minutes to export the video. Then I got to upload it right to YouTube. This is the fun part, basically. So it's not as simple to just upload to YouTube. Once I upload it, depending on the internet, the speed, the time, I gotta make a thumbnail, right? So the resolution of that picture you see on YouTube, I gotta use a third party, right? So to go ahead and make sure that video thumbnail is crisp. The thumbnail is the image you see before you click on the video. So that's that. And then I gotta do the text on there, put a Philippines flag usually because people can immediately tell, okay, this is Philippines video, for example, right? There's so much that goes into it. Let me just take a look at my notes because I know I'm forgetting for sure, right? And while doing this, I got to make sure that I fall under the YouTube guidelines of monetization. Now, this is a whole big thing that I need to, it's important, right? So I make money off these videos, obviously. So this is my source of income, my living. However, YouTube's very, very like touchy-feely. You can't say a lot of words. That's why all the beeping that goes on in my videos, all the cuts, the silences, it's because I'm trying to bypass the YouTube monetization. There's usually a green money sign that tells you, okay, this video can't earn ads. Now, me as a content creator, I can get YouTube AdSense through Google, meaning I get a portion of all the ads that you might see on the videos, and YouTube gets about 60%, I'll get 40, it's probably a bit less than that, right? So I'll tell you guys exactly how much money I make per video in a minute. But, so when it gets a yellow or a red, it means all the work I put into it, not really gone to waste, but I'm not making any money from it. And if I'm not making any money from it, it doesn't make sense for me to make these videos. As much as I want to for it to be my hobby, it's not my hobby. I'm an online creator, I'm a content creator. I use this way of living, right? So I'm working. So that's that. So all that stuff. I don't want to get too deep into monetization and all that stuff, but so basically I'm always having this cloud over my head of making sure that video gets uploaded. So once it's uploaded, I gotta wait to get that green sign, and at that point, I can go and put in all the tags, the title, make sure I put in the location. There's a whole bunch of analytics in the background I don't want to bore you with. So that's what I do. So when you consider all these things, from the research to the filming and editing to the upload, the post-production, I gotta respond to some of your comments, all that stuff. It does take 6 to 8, sometimes even longer if I have to admit it. I'm up to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to make sure this video gets released at 7 a.m. sometimes. Please don't take this as me complaining. I'm still very happy to share these videos with you guys, but I want you guys to know kind of what goes in the background of these things, right? So, because when I was growing up or when I saw content creators before I became a YouTuber, I thought it was a simple matter of pressing record, uploading it, and I thought, oh, this guy's living the dream, out there traveling and making money from these videos. When it comes to making money, so from this Asia Now video, I make, the most I made, just give me a second here, was 700 as one of these months. Now 700 seems like a lot of money when you think about it, right? Especially in Asia. Maybe not to some people, but for someone that's single, no kids, I'll be okay with that. But that was just 1 month. Usually it's between 400 and 600 on a good month. So 600 isn't that much when you consider YouTube takes about 30% of that. Then I got to pay taxes. Before I know it, it's only about $300. And when I divide that into a whole 10-hour day, it's not a lot of money you're making, right? So, and here's the thing. I don't want to you guys to feel bad for me. I just want to give you guys some numbers as to why I'm always on the cusp of considering to just cancel Asia now, because it doesn't make sense financially to me to invest this much time into something that may or may not work out in the future, right? Of course, from the bottom of my heart, I love every single one of you guys subscribing and watching. You guys are doing whatever you can, of course. So that's what, honestly, that's what motivates me. I don't want to let you guys down. That's one of the things. And I see a bigger picture in the end. It's tough right now, I think, but I think in the future it might be better when it comes to the actual income, right? So that's what I always battle with, because sometimes if you fail and you keep going at something, it's just that whole definition of insanity. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again without any different results, right? But I know there's a better day ahead. I know this is not something that is gonna fail, because everything I get usually is positive feedback. Very rarely do I get somebody be negative for no reason. So I know there's a reason why I'm doing this, but for now, because I still got to pay for my life and travel and live out here, I got to make sure that it just makes sense financially, which is the reason why I'm launching channel memberships. So I'm going to tell you what are channel memberships, why I'm doing it, and what you get. So why I'm doing it is very obvious. Like I said, right now I need to subsidize the amount of money I'm making through YouTube ads. I don't want to rely 100% on the ads because, obviously then I got to watch what I say, how I say it, and if it gets demonetized, then it's not gonna work, right? A lot of you guys are already donating to the channel on a regular basis. YouTube membership is basically a way to ensure the longevity of this channel continuing forward. I wanna be able to speak freely. I don't wanna hold back everything I say. I want to know that I'm providing some value for you guys. So there's going to be 3 levels of memberships, starting at $10. And that's going to be giving you some basic features such as you get a loyalty badge, of course, specialized emojis, member shoutouts, photos and status updates. Whenever I travel, I'll go ahead and post some stuff only for members, and members only videos. I'll make some videos specifically to members, right? And if you get big enough, of course, members, live streams. And I named this like Travelways, I named it economy class. So for $10.99, a couple cups of coffee, depending on where you live, a month, you can actually ensure the longevity of this channel and know for that you're supporting me making these videos. The next one is business class for $24 a month. This is called, I call it business class, right, for flights. Priority reply to comments. I'll make sure to reply to your comments, of course. You get everything from before, but also you get priority comments, member shoutouts, and connect with me on social media. I'll share because right now my Instagram's private, so if you guys are a member, you get access to my Instagram as well as my WhatsApp number. So you have my personal WhatsApp number. We'll talk. If you're gonna invest in me, I'm gonna invest in you. Right, so I'll consider you as a friend at that point, because obviously to go ahead and dish out $24 a month, that shows you have interest in myself as an individual or the work that I do. So I consider that a friend. Anyone that wants success for me is my friend, and we can just talk on WhatsApp whenever you need something, help with any topic, any kind of clarification. If you're coming to Cebu or in the Philippines, you got some questions, that's $24.99. And the next one is first class. This is for those that are really, really hardcore, dedicated members of the channel. I know there's a few because a lot of you guys donate way more than these prices throughout the month. So consider this to be like a more of a sustainable, not a permanent thing, but more like a solid, concrete way of just donating to the channel. Of course, you can just cancel anytime. There's no obligation, right? So at $149 a month, you can connect me with social media. Basically, you get all the perks from the first two, my WhatsApp number, my Instagram, as well as one dedicated video to you guys a month. If some topic you want me to cover, I make a dedicated video for you guys. So that's it. 3 ways to go ahead and become a member. Also, you can go ahead and do it on Buy Me a Coffee if you want most of the money to go to me, right? So if you go through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description down below, most of that $149 or $24 or $10 will come to me directly instead of YouTube taking half. But if you just want something convenient, you can still definitely become a member right through YouTube. They have the feature. There's a link there, everything like that. That's basically what memberships are. I'm launching this. It's the next plausible, the next logical, not plausible, it's the next logical step into the Asia now, and of course growing any kind of brand or business. I'm always transparent, guys. I don't want to sit here and tell you guys that I'm launching membership because this and that. No, it's definitely a financial thing, a way for me to continue making these videos, investing all my time, because at some point, if it's just not going to cut it for me, I'd have to find a different job online, because this is work. Hopefully watching the first 15 minutes of this video kind of showed you, or 10 minutes, what it goes into making these videos. And I really, really made it quick. There's a lot more to it that I just either can't remember or I just forgot. And lastly, I want to say, please don't take this as any kind of like obligation. If you're not in a position to go ahead and donate or become a member, please do not ever like think I think any differently. You guys watching and commenting and viewing is plenty, and I really appreciate that, you guys. So, and the channel is not going to change. If I'm going to continue doing this, I'm going to put my best forward instead of, you know, getting a Netflix account or donating to a channel that you may or may not agree with. If you guys are enjoying these videos, just consider becoming a member. It'll definitely help me continue making these videos. And that's basically it. I don't know what else to say. I'm excited to launch this membership. There's so many of you guys that regularly donate to the channel through Buy Me a Coffee or the super thanks, super stickers. This is just the next step to make sure that it's consistent. And I know that I'm going to have a certain, let's say, amount of money a month so I can go ahead and make these videos. And a lot of this comes down to just how much time goes into these videos. If I was retired, or when I retire, hopefully in the future, at that point, it won't mean that much to me. I don't care if the video gets demonetized or whatever, but I'm not quite at retirement age, so it's not just a hobby for me. This is what I do for work, and it's no secret. We all know by now content creators make money through these videos. Thank you for watching. I hope this wasn't like a ramble. I don't even know. This wasn't scripted or nothing. I just came out here and told you guys exactly what the next, and eventually I might consider launching like a shop on the channel. If you guys want to buy like a mug or a t-shirt or something, at least you're getting something physical in return for your support. Because yeah, YouTube ads, and it feels like they're trying to cut back in every way. Now they cut out the mid-rolls as well, and I don't know, they become very sensitive. So hopefully this will alleviate some of that and I could just speak freely, and that's it. So sorry for the rants. I hope you guys, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I've left a YouTube. Actually, Buy Me Coffee I prefer because, like I said, most of your donation goes to me instead of going to Google. So you can become a member through Buy Me Coffee, or you can become a member through YouTube directly. I've left both the links in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow with the regular news content. Bye.